Okay, I think this is a really good question. I think the therapy heals, and let's call them the travel boys, the travel boys who are on this app spewing hate, anger, bitterness, all at all of the women who look like us. Okay, they're angry, they're bitter, it's your fault, blah 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 blah. The therapy is for that. Okay, if you can get these men to like realize that, yeah, that's not a good idea, that's not helping you, blah blah blah, however therapy is going to work for them, so that they stop doing that. It addresses that issue, but it doesn't address the first issue, which is these men are not socialized to be attractive to women. All right, women won't date them, which is why they get angry and bitter. So that also has to be attached, has to be attacked. But I don't think therapy can do that for them, because that is more of working on those traits, the masculine traits that women like, as opposed to the ones that they don't like, trying to get, the ones they do like to go up. And that's why I discussed getting together with the group of women. Let's suppose we go back to our example of the young man asking for a date, and they went out on a date. And let's say the date didn't go very well, okay? Most families of those times had at least one girl in the house. Now, if you're an only child, and there are a lot of only children walking around, mine included, they were not socialized with girls, all right? So they don't know the very basics of how you treat a girl, okay? And I'll give you one. When I was coming up, I was very sensitive. You yell at me, I'm crying. I'm crying. And you couldn't get me to stop crying until I was done. So my dad never raised his voice to me, ever. He just didn't, okay? And my brothers were socialized, don't yell at your sister, all right? Because all you're going to do is have a crying mess on your hand, okay? I might be bossy in a lot of things, but nobody yells at me, all right? So let's suppose he goes out on a date and something doesn't go right, and he yells at her, and she's crying, and it might be a small thing, but she's like, I'm not going out with him anymore, and everybody's going to want to know why, all right? Well, he blah, 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 whatever he did. Now, when she gets done with her narrative, everybody in her family is going to know. And then they're going to let everybody in his family know. And then there's some correction that has to happen there before he can ask her out again. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. That's socialization. That's how that's going to work. I didn't mean it. I thought, I didn't know, because, he might want to come back for another date, okay? We tried going out to the movies again with me, and she listened, and she might say yes or no. I don't know. But socialization corrects. If you have siblings, especially if you're a younger child with older siblings, maybe you get correction continuously. I was like a second mother to my younger siblings, because that's just how it works. So they got socialized through, like, they got my parents' socialization plus mine. And if you were like the really young ones, man, you had like 5 parents, because you got your parents, and then you got, 4 siblings ahead of you who were telling you what to do, how to act, do this, okay? And all of that gets you socialized so that you can kind of understand how this relationship with this girl should kind of go, all right? So the therapy is for the anger that sits now. The socialization is for what caused the secondary problem of the anger, which is because they couldn't get dates, they don't get attention, they're not, they don't have enough of the masculine traits to get them, for women to even want to go out with them. Does that make sense?